It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings, and greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. Welcome to another Friday. I'm so glad to be back here with ya. Think we're going to have a good night tonight. Got a good, juicy episode, and I know you guys and gals out there going to really enjoy it. So sit back. Hope you're naked by now and drinking some wine, some liquor, whatever your drink choice may be, and getting ready to enjoy my voice. You know, one day I ought to do a show, like, a live show where I have X and Yers in there and we're all naked, and it's not an orgy or nothing, but just we're all naked, drinking wine and stuff, and just talking about different things that people, marriages, and relationships may go through. That's a good idea. I think I want to do that. But I had to figure out a way that we can show it on YouTube. But I don't know. I got to figure that out. But anyway. Well, it's another Friday. I just bought an Alexa a few weeks back. I was looking at it and I was playing around with it tonight. You know what would be real cool? If they made it where the Alexa, where you can change the voice settings, like, whatever you wanted. Like if you're in, let's say, Mississippi, you can change it to that area. Like Alexa, and then the Alexa will like, yeah, what time is it? The time is 11:30 in the great state of Mississippi. Different venues or different anywhere you want it in the world. You wanted Japan. Alexa, what time is it? 4:30. For Japan. And if you wanted rich girl from Beverly Hills. Alexa, what time is it? The time is 30 past 11. Just different parts of the world. I think that'd be cool if they did that. Just make things interesting. I kind of like the Alexa voice. I think she's kind of sexy. I wonder, is that a real woman that they're using on there? Because if it is, I got to find out who that is. She got the sexy voice. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode, it's the first date, not a marriage interview. It's the first date, not a marriage interview. Now, I say this because, a lot of times when people go on dates, a lot of times you're getting, weeded out, you're getting interviewed. You're going to get married the next week and shit. And let's be honest, most of the time it's women who do that. Men don't do that. And if men do that, then something's wrong with them. So when men go out, the only thing that men are thinking about is, they want to enjoy these chicken wings. They want to, me, They want to enjoy, the drinks and enjoy the conversation. And if things go really well, then get some pussy at the end of the night. It depends on their age. If they're younger in their 20s, they think about pussy. They're not, they don't want to know what your plan is in 10 years. They don't want to know what you plan to do when you retire. They don't want to know where you want to travel and all that bullshit. They just want some pussy. Okay? If they're in their 20s. In their 30s, they still want some pussy. They still want some pussy, but they think a lot too. I'm going to get some pussy, but is she someone I can really hang with? Is she someone I can be around after I fuck her? That's what 30-year-olds think. 40-year-olds, they still want the pussy, okay? But it's like, I can be more patient. 40-year-old, when you're in your 40s, you can be a lot more patient, than you were in your 20s. 20s, they want the pussy that night, right after the date. The 40s, you can wait. You can be patient. I can wait for this pussy. I don't have to have it, the first night, and at that age, you think even more about if they are compatible. If they're on the same level as you are, if they're thinking about, what their plans are, because you're older, you're thinking about that kind of shit now. In 50s, still want some pussy, but they are a lot more patient and a lot more towards what are you doing in the next 5 years? What are you doing in the next 10 years? If we put our stuff together, what can we achieve together? So it's on more of the life stuff side more than getting ass. So, it depends on what kind of guy you're talking to as well. All that come into play. But for the most part, that's how it goes. Most men are not thinking too hard about, on the first date though. Like, what is this woman gonna do for me on, if we get together, what kind of wife is she gonna be? No. Now, granted, like I said before, when you're in your 20s, you just want some pussy. When you're 30, you want some pussy, but you're thinking more about, where's this woman's head is a little bit. When you're 40, you think even more along that way. But on the first date, it's just a first date. That's what most men, I'm talking about when I say what 20s, 30s, and 40s, and 50s guys want, and on up. I'm talking about after time, as time goes by, Now in their 20s, they're not as patient. They want a one night stand. They want to fuck you that night. And some 30-year-olds too, and 40-year-olds, they want to fuck you that night. But it's not. Believe me when I say this. No man is thinking about what kind of wife would you be on the first date. No man. And if they do, there's something wrong with their ass. Something is wrong with that dude. Oh, he's probably 80 years old or some shit, and he ain't got much time to be, playing around. But for the most part, most men are not thinking about what type of wife would you be on the first date. The only type of animal that does that shit are women. Women are the only ones on the first fucking date thinking about what kind of guy, what kind of husband will he be, what kind of father will he be to my children, what kind of provider will he be. It's the first fucking date. What are you doing? Let me tell you something, ladies. A lot of you ladies out there listening to me don't believe me, but okay, well, I'll tell you what. A lot of you that have gone on first date and you ask stupid ass questions like, what do you see you ask guys, do you think it'd be a good husband? Do you want children? How many? You think he'd be a good father and blah, blah. You ask all kind of stupid ass questions on the first date when you should be asking, oh shit, did the Braves win last night? How you like the weather we having? You like these chicken wings? Light shit. not life shit. You know, take it easy. It's the first date. And a lot of women I've heard, you know, they say, you know, when I go out on these dates and I fix myself up and I'm looking good and we go out and the guy never calls me again. Well, it's because you was asking him all those stupid ass questions at dinner and he's come to the conclusion that your ass is crazy. So he cuts his losses rather than dealing with you again and going out wasting money again. He cut his losses. Don't call you, block you or whatever, and you can't figure out that's why. That's why, ladies. Because when you go out on a first date, you're already interviewing these guys, these men, on what type of father they'll be, what type of husband they'll be, what type of provider they'll be on the first date. On the first date. And I've had it happen to me many times where women ask me the stupid ass questions and I don't call them back. No, I don't call them back. You know, unless I fucked her, and that's different. You know, call her back for the pussy. Yeah, I'll call her back then. No, I'm talking about in my 20s now. Not now. I'm talking about in my 20s now. And my 30s too. But, you know, I'm, you know, that, yeah, if you got some pussy, that changes the scenario a little bit. But it still don't mean I'm going to marry you. You know, we only went out one time. You know, as far as, you know, like my show I did a few weeks ago on marriages, you know, you don't fall, there's no such thing as love at first sight. You don't meet somebody at one time and, oh my God, I think I'm going to marry them. You know, I love her. I love him. And we're going to be married together forever. That shit don't happen. That's fairy tale shit. That shit don't happen. For real, there's no such thing as a fucking seeing somebody and falling in love with them. You know, love at first sight. There's no such thing as that. That's bullshit. And I challenge anybody to, like I said before, there's lust at first sight. Oh man, she's a nice woman. You know, and what they're really saying, I'd like to fuck her. You know. Now, if things work out, then, well, we'll get married one day. But I really, looking at her, I'd like to fuck her right now. You know, that's lust at first sight. That's not love. How you going to love somebody you don't know them? And the same thing with a woman, you know, oh, I love him. Oh, I really want to fuck him. That's lust. That's not love. So there's no such thing as love at first sight. So when you go out on the first date, ladies, and I'm talking to you particularly because, you know, men really don't do that. Men don't think about what kind of wife you're going to be on the first date. Men don't do that. It's only women. If you know men that do that, then something wrong with them. Their ass is not normal. They need help. Men don't do that. On the first date, no. Now down the road, yeah. If y'all been dating a while, those kind of thoughts come through a man's head. But not on the first date. That shit ain't normal. It's not normal, ladies. You know. I'm going to tell you right now, don't be listening to that Steve Harvey bullshit either. Now, I love Steve Harvey, but all that bullshit he be talking is bullshit. That's what it is. If y'all be going out on a date, the least he can do is take you out to a nice dinner. That's bullshit. And I love Steve Harvey to death. I really do. He's one of my people that I look up to. You know, he's done a lot of things in the entertainment business that, you know, I hope to get to one day. But that's bullshit. You know, that's bullshit. Because on the first date, you shouldn't be looking at how someone's going to be a potential husband or potential wife. But, you know, men don't do that shit. And I'll tell you another thing. Ladies, don't expect a man to spend a lot of money on you on your first date. Actually, the shit should go Dutch on the first date. It should go Dutch. If it don't go Dutch, then it should be something that is definitely reasonable. You know, some chicken wings, some beer, you know, or maybe beer, because them drinks can get expensive. Fuck that, you know. And I say that because why should, you know, a first date be spent, you know, the guy spends so much money? And why should the guy be paying for the first date? You know, he don't know you. He don't owe you any goddamn thing. He don't owe you shit. What have you done to be so special? To have a date, a first date where the guy is spending $100, $200, and $300. Yeah. And he going home at the end of the night with a pick. You know, that's bullshit. You know, on the first date, it should be something that's not extravagant. You both, it should be Dutch. You know, you should pay half the bill. It's the first damn date. I don't have to impress you. Shit. I mean, it's the first date. We're getting to know one another. It's on equal ground. We're just going out, hanging out. That's all. It shouldn't matter how much money I spend on the first date. Is that going to make you like me more? No. It's not going to make you like me or dig me any more than if we go out to a cheap date or extravagant date. It's not going to make you like me any more, ladies. So why, give me one reason, why should a man spend so much money on the first date? What have you done to earn that? You have done nothing. And actually, he has done nothing. So you should both go in Dutch, pay for the first date, and just enjoy yourselves. Have a first date. You might find out on the first date that you two really not that compatible. You know, he's a nice guy, but yeah, he's not for me. That's cool. You know, she's a nice woman, but she's just not for me. That's cool. We can be friends. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So you pay Dutch, you go your separate ways, and you have a lifelong friend forever. Nothing wrong with that. That's what a first date is. A first date, you're going out and having a good time, spending time with someone and just living, experiencing new things. You know, not a damn interview. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, ladies, when you interview a man, that is the quickest way to run them off. When you start asking all these interviewing questions like if they can be a good husband, do you like children, you know, how many children do you want to have, you know, that kind of bullshit. You know, you run men away unless they're in their 20s. They don't give a fuck. You know, when I was in my 20s, I didn't give a fuck what they said. I was getting that pussy. I didn't care what they said. You know, oh, I want a man of this. I want a man of that. He got a. That's what I heard after. That's what I heard after. I didn't give a fuck what they said. In my mind, I was getting that pussy. At the end of the night, I'm getting that pussy. If I don't get it at the end of the night, I'm getting it the next day or 2 days. That's all I was thinking about when I was in my 20s. I didn't give a fuck what they said. But as a man is older, like I said, the 30s, they still thinking about pussy, but they're thinking a little bit more about the life stuff. A little bit more. When they get in the 40s, they still think about the pussy, but a lot more of the life stuff. You know, they're actually thinking about, you know, settling down, or especially if they haven't been married before, they're thinking about, you know, if they want to spend time with this woman after the first date. But they definitely not thinking about, could I marry her? Shit. No. Only women think like that. Why is that? Only women. And then they have all these relationship experts, you know, oh, if a guy doesn't really let you know that he likes you on the first or second date, then you probably want to stop dating that guy. And I don't know why people listen to those relationship experts, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I said it. And I said, I'm not a relationship expert, but I've lived a lot of shit. And those relationship experts, half of them married, so they're not dating. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, why would anyone actually listen to them? Half of them been dating for like half of them been married for like 25, 20, 30 years and shit. They've been out of the game 3 decades, 2.5 decades. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. If you date a guy and if he really doesn't seem serious, then you probably want to just stop dating. The fuck you, and you stupid motherfuckers, you listen to these people like they know what they talking about. They haven't dated in 30 years, 25 years, some of them more than that. So what the fuck do they know? They haven't gone on a date in a long time. They went last time they went back on a date. The fucking Saturday Night Fever was out. What the fuck? Back to the Future was in the movie theaters. You know, Empire Strikes Back. Those movies were in the movie theaters when your marriage or relationship experts the last time they were single. So, you know, me listening to them, no. What you should be listening is to me. Listen to me, because I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm telling you like it is. I'm out there now. You know, I'm dating now. I didn't date back in the 80s. I didn't date back in the damn 70s. I'm dating now. I'm telling you how it is. So, ladies, on the first date, don't interview a man. Don't ask him what kind of father would he be. Don't ask him if he want to be a father. Some guys don't want kids. And you ask them shit like that. Oh, shit. She want kids? Oh, shit. Date over. Don't ask him that. Don't ask him what kind of provider you're going to be. God damn. Have a first date. Enjoy one another. Just enjoy one another's company. Have conversation. You know. Talk about shit that both of you have in common. Maybe you both like to paint. You know. Maybe you both like to fish. Maybe you both like to play checkers. I don't know. Just talk and find out what you two like to do. And, oh, you like to do that? Oh, well, I do that sometimes. Maybe we can go do it sometimes together. You know, but just enjoy the first date and just chill. Just chill out. Don't interview the guy and run him off. You know, a lot of you women, but I look good and I dress up and I smell good. I shave my pussy and I do everything and the guy doesn't call me back and I don't understand. And guys play so many games. Well, ladies, a lot of that are play games. Some guys, if they don't get the pussy the first night, then they don't want to deal with you anymore. There are exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, the reason why that guy is not calling you back is because when you go on that first date, you're interviewing him. You're not enjoying the moment. Just enjoy yourselves. Have your chicken wings, you know. Drink your beer, you know. Have a little light conversation and take your ass home. You know, it's that simple, you know. It's just a first date should be like a filler. Be like, oh, she's a nice person. Yeah, we hung out together, and she looks very nice, and she smells good. And, yeah, I think I hang out with her again. Yeah. Oh, he's a nice guy, and yeah, he really well mannered. And we have some things in common. I think we can go out together again. You know, hang out again. Maybe go see a movie next time, or maybe go to have coffee or something next time, or maybe play miniature golf next time, or whatever. since we both like golf, yeah, I think we can go on a second date. And just enjoy yourselves. Now, when you get past I will say the 15th date and 20th date, depending on your age, when you get up in those numbers, the 20th date, 25th date, then you should start thinking about, okay, what kind of guy is this going to be? Could he be a good husband? Could he be blah, blah, blah? But you don't bombard him all that shit on one night. That's some shit you ease into. You don't just boom. Because the guy, he panics. He said, oh, damn, she trying to get married tomorrow. Can't call her again. No. That's some stuff you ease into. Even after the 15th, 20th date, that's some shit you ease into. Maybe one night you might ask him, you ever thought about having kids? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't want to have kids. Huh? Oh, yeah, I want to have 2 or 3 kids. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, then when you got that little piece, shut the fuck up. Go to something else. Oh, yeah, we had a good game in golf today. Blah, blah, blah. One piece at a time, ladies. Don't give them all that shit at one night. We panic. When we hear all that kind of shit, we think you're trying to get us to the altar. And then we shut that shit down. We don't call you again. She trying to trap us. She trying to trap me. No, not going to let that happen. You got to ease into it, ladies. Ease into it. One question at a time. At date 20, you want to have kids. Maybe at date 25, So, what do you think about, you ever think about moving, what are you thinking about, a family type thing? Just put little feelers out there. By date 20, 25. Just little feelers. See what he say. If he says something a little close to what you want to hear, then you move to the next question later on. Remember, you don't do all that shit at one time. But if he says something that you really don't want to hear after the 20 and 25th date, then maybe you can say, well, maybe this guy, or maybe, he's not the one. We've been going out, 4 or 5 months now, and he's a totally different page than I am. And, if that's the case, that's fine. He's not for you. Move on. Don't try to change the way he feels. That's another mistake women do. Well, I can change him. Once I throw this pussy on him, I can change him. I'll change all that. And you can't. But a lot of women still try to do that. They try to change how men think. They try to change their minds and manipulate them into thinking the way that they want for them to think. And that's just not how it goes. So if he's not saying anything remotely close to what you want to hear after date 20 or 25, 30, then yeah, I would say that he's not the one. You might want to, move on. But that's when you've been dating 4, 5, 6 months. Depending on your age. But not on the first date. On the first date, don't say all that shit. Don't interview a guy on the first date. Stop doing that, ladies. Because you're doing nothing but run him off. Just because a guy doesn't say what you want on the first date, that's nothing wrong with that. It's the first date. He's not thinking that way. He's thinking about chicken wings. He's thinking about beer. He's thinking about, some wine. He's just thinking about having a good time. And that's what all you should do on the first date. Have a good time. Talk. Communicate. Just enjoy each other's company. That's all you should be doing. Stop with the fucking interviewing. Anyway. I hope that you enjoyed this segment of the XY Show. I hope I reached at least some women tonight that will at least listen to me, try it my way, And you'll see you have better results. But if you keep going the way that you're going, then you're going to keep going out with guys, and they're going to go out one date, and they're not going to call you again. You're going to be wondering why. You're going to listen to these relationship experts, and, they said act on the first or second date. And that's bullshit. And then you ask yourself, when the last time has that relationship expert went on a date? They've been married for 20 and 30 years. They haven't been on a date in 3 decades. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm out there. I see it. I see what's going on. I see what people are doing. I see it every day. Men being interviewed on the first date, they're not calling back because of it. You get scared off. So stop doing that, ladies. Listen to me. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the XY Show. Remember that you can catch the XY Show in a lot of venues, depending on what you like. I'm available on Castbox, the phone app, and the computer app as well. I'm on Google Play. I'm on Blueberry. I'm on TuneIn. I'm on iTunes. I am on Spotify. I'm on Stitcher. And I'm on iHeartRadio as well. So you can pick whichever one you like and whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Be sure to subscribe and also leave me a comment or like and let me know that you're listening to me. And also I'm on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram as well. You can find all of that on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. And you can listen to me any time of the day. Also, you can leave a comment on my website as well. Let me know that you're listening. Say hello, say goodbye, leave a comment, how you liking it, any constructive criticisms, anything episode that you would like to hear, leave it in my comment section. Also have a X and Y store where you can buy Apple phone cover. What the Apple phone? Android cover, t-shirts, and anything with the logo on it. Take a picture. Let me know how you love an XY show, and I will definitely post it on my Instagram account and show everyone that you are a true X and Wire. Be sure to vote for the XY show on Castbox, and let people know that you are enjoying the show and you're liking me. And I would definitely appreciate it. And they would give me some Castbox coins and shit so I can continue to bring you the XY show on a weekly basis, or bi-weekly right now. But be sure to do that. Vote for me. And without further ado, I guess that's it. And I want you to always remember that you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.